Hi, good afternoon. Steph here from Hofkissed. I got a call late this morning that's to be called in for work. So sometimes this happens very last minute, and I had enough time to shoot this video ahead of time, but was not going to be around for my Wednesday, weekly Wednesday video at 2 p.m. So to do that live. And I've been getting good feedback about those videos, so I wanted to keep up with it. And while I'm not live, I have created this video for you this morning. So this is the card. Look at the gold shimmer on there, on the letters and everything. So this is the card that I'm going to demonstrate for you today. That is the inside. If you did not notice, I've been busy, very, very busy updating launching an online store. I've wanted to do that for years, and so I've spent the last couple of days taking photos and uploading them and doing all the info and everything like that to my online store. So I have not done much creating, but I noticed when I was doing that I am very low on male birthday cards, masculine cards. Not my favorite ones to do, but that's why I'm sharing this card with you. So I made it a birthday card. Father's Day is in June. You can make it a Father's Day card. It could easily be a retirement card or something like that. And I'm going to do a couple of fun things here with the gold. So let's get started. This was a card that I designed for one of my classes last week, 2 weeks ago? Oh, I don't remember. Anyway, I became quite ill, so I had to cancel that class. And very sad, but this was a card that we were going to make. It's using Lovely as a Tree. And wait for it, it's retiring. This is one of the oldest sets that has been around with Stampin' Up. And so I'm using a couple of products here that are retiring. If you are in need of a Stampin' Up demonstrator, or you're one of my customers, I have orders going in tomorrow, Thursday, if you wanted to take advantage of some of the retiring products. Give me a shout. Okay. Tranquil Tide cardstock. So this is 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock, cut and scored in half. So it will measure 4 1/4 by 5.5. I am pairing that with Very Vanilla. So you need two sheets here. They measure 4 by 5 1/4. Using one on the front and one on the inside because it's a darker colored of cardstock. And whoops, a few other pieces here I'm just going to push off to the side and get myself organized. Okay, this hardwood stamp set, retiring, and we're going to make a little background here using crumb cake ink. Open that up, and I'm not going to use this as a typical stamp here. For the front, I want to have this one pretty straight here, and I'm just kind of tapping very lightly like you are a kitten. I don't know. Oh, I always get in these silly moods when I'm shooting videos. Okay, then you flip it over. And I wanted this kind of, I don't know, very rustic looking. I didn't want a full image here. So we did that. I did that. Maybe you're doing that. I don't know. And the inside here. So the inside, I just kind of inked up the bottom. And this one I wanted kind of on an angle, and same thing, just lightly tap it like a kitten. Oh, I missed that. Stop horsing around, Steph, and be serious now. All right, can do it on the other side, see? Two sides to the paper, Let's get this on here properly. All right. Give it a tap. Much better. And move that aside. All right. We are done with the crumb cake. So now I want to come in with Tranquil Tide. And I added, oh, that one's hiding, but it is there. These little pops of leaves here. I think they are oak leaves. I think. I don't know. And I'm going to stamp those straight on here. I like working in threes, so flipping it around. And might as well work on the inside of the card at the same time. This one I'm just going to do 2. And oh, while we have this color out, let us do this piece. So I am going to use Tranquil Tide ink and Vegas Gold Shimmer Paint. You're going to give that a shake. So we're going to ink this up in Tranquil Tide. And then I'm getting a sponge dauber that fits on my finger and using this as a palette here. And I'm probably want to dab some off. Now, this is going to pick up the ink, but that's okay because this dauber's almost at the end of its life. So, not a big deal if I pick up some of that ink. But I added it right to the stamp set. And then stamp it like you normally would. And you have, ooh, this nice shimmer on there. All right, then this is one of the only times that I use a baby wipe. I'm going to wipe all that off of my stamp. Get all that gold off from the shimmer paint. All right, now while I have the shimmer paint out, bring my card. I have these little leaves just tucked in there, and I added some shimmer to the happy birthday there as well. So while I have that out, let us do that as well. So I'll just try to get some of this green off there a little. And again, I'm going to dab it onto my stamp. Probably pick up a little more. And it just adds a little hint of shimmer to the card. All right, and let's not forget the inside as well. I added a few to the inside. There we go. I think you can see that. So it just adds a little hint of something. And I like it. All right, and oh, it's over here. Oh, and look, I used the wrong one. That's okay. All right. And here I am just dabbing. So I wanted kind of a rustic patina look. It's not really patina because I think patina is more greeny, but maybe it works because I'm doing it on a greenish cardstock. So let's call it patina. Why not? All right. Then we can go ahead and close this up. Bring this closer. Just adds a little something, something. All right. Oh, I want to wipe that off. All right. So now let's go ahead and assemble the rest of our card. So before I glue this on, I'm going to come in with a few strips here of DSP, the wood grain designer series paper, 6x6 pack. And I wanted them kind of on an angle here. So I just kind of guesstimated. And this is the only time I would add adhesive, not on the back, but because on the back of this. Usually I would add the adhesive on the back there, but because I am this is going to be hanging over, I didn't want to get adhesive where I didn't want adhesive, if that makes sense. So I just added it to where I knew that it would be covered. All right, and we can flip that over. And need my scissors. And then I'm just going to use the vanilla here. Whoops, this layer as a guide, and I'm going to snip this off. Alrighty. And now I can go ahead and glue this to the card front. You know, I don't like to work on the surface. Oops, sorry. Habit. I don't know why. I don't like gluing on the surface. I like to hold it. All right. So we got that there. And now I snuck in some burlap here and some pieces of twine. So I just laid this, kind of had an idea how long I wanted this. Snip that off. And I'm going to use fast fuse, but double-sided tape, something just to hold that down into place works, because it's going to be covered. Then a piece of twine. I'm going to cut that in half, and whoops, this one I think cut a little bit more off. All right, and then I just kind of twisted it to fray the ends a little bit. All right, and this one you could also use double-sided tape or something, but here's another trick. Because it's going to get covered, I'm just going to use a couple of pieces of clear tape, just to make sure that doesn't go anywhere. All right, and I'm going to flip this part over. And let's see, I'm only adding dimensionals to the top and the bottom here because of my burlap there. So that will kind of run through the middle and it won't become too bulky. Get those off. And stick that on. Oh, and we can also do the inside. Oops, sorry. Shook the camera. I have my camera mounted off of a shelf I have on the wall, which is working much nicer than having it attached to my desk. I find that I'm not hitting it and shaking it as much, except for right there. I did that. So the inside of the card, and then we're going to go ahead and I just snuck this in afterwards. So this is a die. It's also retiring. Before running it through, I've used these before, these adhesive sheets. They come in 6 by 12 inches. Also, sadly retiring. I just wanted to show you how easy these are. It's double-sided adhesive. You can cut them to any any size. So I had my cardstock, I think it's like 3 by 3.5. I adhered it to the cardstock. Then I ran it through my Big Shot and cut out my die, my words. And now this becomes a sticker. It's amazing. So I've stocked up on this stuff because it makes it so much easier and mess-free. And again, you can cut it to any size. I've used it with punched shapes and die cuts, and it's amazing. I'm really sad to see it go. All right, sneak that in. Want it over there a little. And stick that down, and there you go. What do you think? Let me know. Leave me a comment. I will draw a winner for some Happy Mail from last week's video. Maybe later tonight or something. I didn't get a chance to do that. And sorry I couldn't join you live, but duty calls. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know. Have a great Wednesday, everybody. And we'll talk to you again next week. Bye.